Hello everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another awesome broadcast day. It's Monday at fmtrain.tv where we broadcast every day, Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock for at least a full hour of FileMaker training. Today is no different. It's another awesome training day. We want to welcome everyone who's joining us. People kind of will join us during the broadcast in flight, but today starts the beginning of a subsection of training, right? So we're going to be talking about reporting today, and Nick Hunter will be here with us doing that. Scott Kane, TK, and Simon Day is there. So welcome everyone to another awesome day of FileMaker training. Before we get going, I want to talk about the upcoming broadcast schedule. So upcoming broadcast schedule, if you go to fmtrain.tv, you press the live button over here, you can see it's real FileMaker data. So awesome. See these little boxes over here? That's coming out of FileMaker. We're feeding a live website. It's a live website. It's really, really, really cool. So that's it's the data API / PHP. Very cool stuff. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday, beginnings of reporting. Then Thursday and Friday, Jacob Taylor will be rounding out the week with us. Jacob is an awesome kind of guy. We love Jacob quite a bit. We're going to try to cut our teeth on the data API stuff on Thursday, probably kind of an introduction to it. What we're going to do is we're going to gauge the response to that and decide where we want to go from there. Because really, to blow out that conversation, we need to spend kind of like 10 days on it. Anyway, upcoming schedule right here. Jacob Taylor doing backup optimization on Friday. That's April 9th. So today's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Next week, day Monday, gold coins. People want to know why I'm playing with gold coins. See me over here flicking them around. These gold coins are what shoots out of FileMaker 19.2.2. And so there's some really neat features in there. In fact, Nick keeps cussing that he hates FileMaker 19, but there's a feature in there. I don't know if Nick has seen it yet. My guess is probably not. If he knew it was there, he would blow his mind. It would blow his mind about what's in the product. It's really quite great, and it would make his lean design even more leany and thinner and faster for deployment. So quite good stuff. So that is that. Real quick, how you support the channel, how you to support us. You know, all this great free stuff, free starting point, free CRMs, free training, free phone calls, free everything, free love. We give you free love. Mwah, right? But we do like to keep the bills paid and keep the electric lights on. So what we do is we do ask that you check out our training bundles. If you go to fmtraining.tv and there it goes. Boy, that was really slow. You press the bundle button right here, and you can see our paid training. So the other day, I get this email from someone, and it was like, Richard, the YouTube videos, it's wandering. It's not well organized. Nick is stumbling around like he doesn't know what he's doing. It's horrible. And I'm like, and you're talking to these people, like there's this like interaction, right? We have friends over. It's like Carol from Oakland is here, right? It's awesome, right? Carol asks a question. We're like, hey, no problem. Awesome. And we answer the question. But some people want it to be like, step 1, click here. Step 2, click here. Step 3, click here. And then I hang up. That's it, the end of the conversation. There's no questions, no interaction, no free-flowing ideas and things like that. We have those. Those things are in the screen that you see over here. See that screen over there? So you can buy our training, and you can have a on-demand training, and you can select the topic you want, and we don't take questions from people. It's like we just block everyone out. We just focus on the content. So if you're dishappy, not happy, dissatisfied, dishappy, that's not a real word. If you're dissatisfied with the live streams, please go visit over here. We really encourage that. Now, one last thing that's coming up, and it's kind of unusual, it's kind of a one-time thing, is neomorphism class. It's 3 days, and they'll be at least 90 minutes, if not longer. And knowing Nick, they'll probably be like 2 hours each or something. And what will end up happening is that this is a paid course. So Carol, it's just for people who have training budgets. You have money in your training budget, and we want to set aside some specific time where we're going through the neomorphism step by step. So it'll be good stuff. We have actually quite a few people signed up for this. We've got, I kind of set a goal for ourselves, pretty low goal, and it's we're way over that. So it's really great. We're happy about that. I'm going to make sure that TK and the moderators are there so they can come back and report on what's going on. But not everything can be free because me and Nick do have to pay the rent, right? So one of those sort of things. Well, let's get this show on the road. So you've got paid training, you got upcoming getting free training, and you've got the actual special class. That class will be recorded. So for those of you who pay for the class, you'll get the recordings after the fact. So welcome everyone. So Nick, what are we doing today? We're talking about FileMaker, but besides that, what are we doing?
Today we are going to learn how to build reports, but we're not going to learn how to build simple report, right? So,
well, today is simple. Isn't today simple? Like day one?
No. Okay, today is simple.
Yes.
But gradually, we are going to learn how to make reports like, more evolved. Okay, and to the extreme. Okay, so we are going to go to the extreme. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me show you what.
How about self-sentient reports? They're self-aware. They start thinking for themselves. That would be awesome. Self-sentient reporting. I guarantee we'd have the entire internet for that one. That would be good. All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Show your screen, Nick.
Yeah, let me share my screen right quick here. And I'm going to explain what we are going to do. Okay.
Tell us what we are going to do in French.
In French. Okay. Ce qu'on va faire, c'est 3 jours qui suivent.
Okay.
If I do, nobody will understand.
No one will understand.
Oh, by the way, I won't be stumbling and bumbling if I do it in French. Okay. So.
Yeah, part of the Nick stumbling, bumbling for those of you actually helps us. He makes him speak slower, which is good for us people who are not as smart as Nick. Actually, it's really good that he has to translate in his head. I'll be honest with you, because like when I start really rolling, I know topic, it can come out really fast, like a machine gun. Like, we're going to do this, and do this, and do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, maintain 6 knots, we're going to come out 300 feet, flare, power on. And so people can't follow that. So if Nick in his head is thinking in French, he's translating English, it slows him down, allows us to absorb it more readily. There is a plan for all this. I know all of you think we just make this up, but there is a plan. So yes, Nick, you may continue.
Yeah. So the thing is, reports, you have multiple ways to do reports, right? But there's only one way that can lead you to advanced reporting. And what I'm calling advanced reporting is a dynamic table of contents. So we have this course at the end, because this is extremely complex. I'm not saying complicated, it's complex because it's a mix of multiple techniques. So, when you have multiple techniques mixed up, it becomes complex, not complicated, because those techniques are very obvious and very simple. The complication is when you mix those, and that's why they call that in the watch kind of industry. Each time that you add a functionality to a watch, they call that a complication. Okay, so it's the thing won't be much complicated. So the table of, we are going to learn that at the end, but then what we are going to learn is to. So I'm scrolling. So you can see here we have different kind of structure here. We have text like this, and then here it changed completely, and then here it changed again completely, and then here it changed again, and then here normally you have
oh my God! You have a missing graphic.
Yeah, because I did a copy of the file, and those media are on the remote control.
Okay, all right.
But you understand? Okay, you understand. It's not the big deal. Okay. So you have another, and then you have another structure here, and then you have this kind of stuff, and we can continue down and down and down, and then we can arrive to this complex thing here. So you have table here like this, which is kind of a portal, and then back you have a different type of construction until you go to the end. So you can see the report has different structures and looks differently depending on which kind of data you have. So we are going to learn to build a report like that. But to learn to build a report with that level of complexity, we need to learn how to build one section of it. So the table of content is one section. Those are, one type of section that you can build with FileMaker to give you the report. What we are going to learn is to do this kind of structure here, and we are going to learn how to do this kind of texting, which is a text that can grow expand and decrease in size depending on the size, and everything will reflow. We are going to, FileMaker call that sliding up, slide up. So we are going to learn about doing things like this. So we are going to those 3 days now we are going to build one-page simple reports, and to go to the summary. We are going to build something. I don't know if I have them here. Something like this. So you have a multiple sub summaries and stuff like that. So we are going to learn to build kind of a single page evolved reports. Okay, not like we are not going to learn to do this. To do this level of complexity, we're going to do that. It's another batch we have in 2 weeks, right?
Okay, so let me slow down. So Nick just slaughtered that. So let me help everyone with a little bit of English here. So real quick, here I go real quick. So another batch. That's him saying that we have multiple sessions set up for reporting. So Nick does 2 to 3 days each week generally. And so he will get to the table of contents probably in about 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, to the point where you can complete this whole thing end to end. So he does 3 days this week. Next week, I think, is only 1 day, I think, Nick. And then after that, it's like 2 days. So 2 days of reporting, 3 days of reporting. So yeah, so reporting is a multi-day installment, if that makes sense. So if you're watching this and you're watching the recording, feel free to watch these, put them together and watch reporting day 1, day 2, day 3, and then the other reportings that will come on in about a week or so. So very good. All right. You may continue, Nick.
Okay. Thank you. So this is the goal. Okay, so the goal, we have three parts of this course. We start slowly for the bunnies. I don't know. We didn't see Bunny for a long time.
Bunny was here Thursday and Friday. You just happened to miss him last week.
Okay. So she's avoiding me.
It's he. Bunny.
He's avoiding me.
He is a bunny, yes, and he's just some days. He's just not here today. So. All right.
So we are going to learn how to build a report. And first thing we need to learn, if you want to build a report, we need to learn about the layouts. Okay. So I'm not going to explain what the layout is. I'm not going to explain that we have in the layout. We can see the layout in form view, list view, and table view. I'm not going to explain that. I assume that you know those concepts. Okay. What we are going to learn here is the fundamental differences between the form view and the list view on the behavior of what we call layout parts. Okay, so what are layout parts? So here we have multiple layout parts. So to see the part setup, you go there, you go to layout, and you have the part setup here. And here you have the part setup. So you see you have the top navigation, the header, the leading run summary, the body, and the footer. And then you can see some are locked, that you cannot move them. Why? It's because the top navigation can go only on the top and cannot be below the header. The top navigation is the top navigation. If you create a new part and you say, okay, I want a bottom navigation, the bottom navigation will be always on the bottom, and you can't move that. Okay, you can't move that. Then you have the header. The header is always on just underneath the top navigation. Okay, always cannot be below or up. No, it has to be in that place. Same for the leading run summary. Pretty much when you click the create button here, this is the order of appearance. Okay, this is the order of appearance. You have the title, the header, title header. I'm going to explain the difference between two, but the title header and the header, they have to be between the leading run summary and the top navigation. They cannot go somewhere else, which makes sense. You don't have a header on the bottom of the page, right? Doesn't make any sense. So that's why you cannot move them. That's why the FileMaker put here a little lock. Okay. So this is what you have, and you have the leading run summary, and that part. But the leading run summary, we are going to learn that tomorrow. But I wanted to show you the difference between those two. So you have multiple parts set up here, multiple layout parts here, and they all have what's the name, a meaning, and they all have a behavior. So let's talk right quick here. Let's talk about the body. So what do we call body? The body is where you display the records. Records will be displayed on the body. Demonstration. Let's say I have here I have a list view, right? Okay. And you can see here I have the fields, right? If I move a field and I put a field in the header, the field will be there, right? But I will see the data that of the record I'm in. So I no longer have a list, because actually the body in list view is just a repetition. It's a repetition of is showing multiple records at once. You show multiple records instead of one by one. So pretty much the difference between the list view and the form view is this. Here I'm displaying one by one, right? And here I'm displaying multiple at the same time. But I can have only one active, right? That means this, doing what I'm doing right now, is doing this the same. You go to the next, previous, okay, record. Is exactly doing this. But here you display only one record at a time, and here you display multiple records at a time. Obviously, if I wanted to do that, I could have done something like this, right? And show this layout in list view if I want. So I can show this in list view, and here what I have a list of multiple records at a time. But you don't build a layout to be displayed in form view the same way as a layout to be displayed in list view. Makes sense, because in list view you want to be able to see multiple records at a time. So long story short, all of that to explain that this body, okay, this here, it's the equivalent of this in this layout, okay? But here the body is much taller, okay, because you can make a body to be smaller, right? So here I have a big body, here I have a small body. So that's why here I can display multiple records at a time. Instead of here, I could display multiple records at a time, but much less, because the body is much taller. Okay, so far so good. I just want to make sure that you understand the difference here. So there's another difference also between within the behavior here. Okay, so when you are in form view and you display form, here you can see I have let's display the same thing here. Let's display let's go here and let's display a top navigation, right? And display a button navigation. Okay. Then we have the same construction between both. We have the same construction between both two, right? This here I have a top, navigation, header. I can remove this. Top, header, body, footer, and bottom. We have the same here. Top, I can remove this. Top, header, body, footer, body. Okay, so we have exactly the same construction here and here on both, okay? What happened here when I do this, okay? So here you can see this is the header. This is the top navigation. The header here, right, stays in the layout. The header here doesn't. See, when I scroll when I scroll the layout here, this here moves. The header we've moved away. Here is not doing this. Okay. because I am in list view. So you have sometime you have to expect differences between some parts when you have with some parts when you are using the parts in form view or list view. You will have some differences. Okay, and most of them are how and when they are scrolling. The scrolling will be different in some ways between form view and list view. And as we go further, I'm going to show you where it happened. Here it's obvious that it happened. There is the header and the footer is obvious that it's not sticking. Here, the header and the footer is sticking. See, it's sticking. See what I mean? It's sticking here. Here it's not. So that's the difference between the form view and the list view. Okay. So now here, so what the top navigation is for, especially when you do a report, pretty much it has no meaning on reporting. Why? Is because those parts has been created and invented for one purpose only. For one purpose only. It has been invented mostly to be used on the iPad and iPhone, because they have their so they have the ability, the top navigation and the bottom navigation, to always whatever happen, stick where they are. Okay, they never go away.
They don't enlarge. They don't get smaller. They stay the same size. They never go anywhere. Yep.
Yeah, they never go away. That means they are meant for a navigation system. Okay, so they are meant to be navigational. They're not meant to be used on the report. But if you use them on the report, they will work as well. Okay. So let's remove them to remove confusion. So on the report, I want to start slowly. Okay. On the report, you have the first thing you encounter is a header. Okay. And the header and footer, they have both the same behavior, but one is placed on top and the other one is placed on the bottom. Okay. So but they have the same kind of behavior, those two. Okay. So what is the header? So let's make this a little bit bigger. Most of the time, what we do this kind of construction. We have the body where you have the records, where you have the fields, right? And then on the header, because the header stick on the top of the screen. So what do we have? We have the title of the let me put that white. We have the title of their what's the name? The field. Okay. So pretty much we have something like this. Okay. And if you want to print, you will have something looking like this. So you have name, city, and zip. Okay. So it's kind of a simple report, right? So but now I want the title, right? So you can put a title here. So you say, okay, here you put this is my report. Okay. And maybe you can play a little bit here. I'm showing pretty much what you can do, right? And then after that, you can adapt the recipe. You can insert. I want the username symbol. Okay, so that means this is my report. So Nikander. My report Nikander. Okay. And what else I can insert? I can insert the date symbol, right? So I can say my report by, okay, and I can say on by, and I can say here on. Okay. So here I have my report by Nicolas Center on the 5th of April, right? So. And of course, we can play, since we have date here, we can play with the dates, etc. You can do something like this. Okay. So here you have the header. The header. So when you print, right? When you print, you will print like this. right? So this is how it will look.
Just to be clear about this, what mode are you in right now? There are a couple basic people here, so we are in
Okay, you have free modes on FileMaker, so let me explain.
Four modes.
Yeah, okay. Free,
One,
okay, yeah.
2, 3, 4.
The layout. Okay, free mode involved in the reporting.
Okay.
So you have the browse mode, which is the mode where you browse records. You find the file mode. Okay, the layout mode. This is the fourth mode, and then you have the preview mode. The preview mode. I was going to arrive there, but the preview mode is pretty much. It shows you how it will go when you print it, because the print is, for example, let's say I'm changing my, let's say I'm going Europe, and Europe, they use the A4 format. They don't use the US legal. So I'm going to Europe, and my layout will look like this, smaller. Okay. See, it changed a little bit. It got smaller. Okay. If you want double, if you want to double it, you have a A3. Now you have a bigger, so you can see the preview is going to show you what will be the results. That's what they call that preview, including the margin, including also the size, the page setup of the printer. Okay.
Correct, and it shows for both the printing and also kind of what you're going to see when it kicks it out. If you kick it out direct to PDF, which is the common.
Yeah, exactly.
So either one. Yeah, I'm just pointing this out because we got some basic people here, and I want to make sure that we kill the basics along the way.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So there's a conversation. People say, I try not to put a lot of color in my reports, and then Ruben goes, are there still a lot of non-color printers? And the answer is, I actually specifically for my offices don't buy color, Ruben, because of the inherent cost with it. Basically, the short version, there's this conversation about colored printers over here, and I guess I should it's fair game for us to hit this right now, so I'll go ahead and hit it. But the short version, real quick, is that the color laser printers, very rarely do I find a really good one that doesn't suck. I have a Brother multifunction right now. I've had 2 of them. Largely, I left the first one at flight school in Florida when I was there a year and a half ago, and I couldn't bring it home, and I just gave it to one of the flight instructors there. But it's really a good color, not inkjet, but toner printer. So it prints it shoots the toner on there like black and white. But very rarely do you get a printer that doesn't cost you $1 billion, or they don't suck in terms of reliability. Most inkjet printers will work for a period of time, then they die, and they force you to buy a new one. And so I specifically buy in my offices black and white toner-based laser printers that are very reliable. So that's a good question. Where do we go these days with that? But a lot of people don't even have a printer at all. It's like Christian Olsen. You guys all love Christian, right? And we'll tell a story about Christian. Christian probably he's not watching this. No one's here. Probably snitch on him, tell him what's going on. But Christian's like, the other day he gets this complaint. I can't believe it. Blah, blah, blah. I can't make this work with FileMaker unless I can't fix this script for my customer unless I have a printer. I'm like, well, what's the problem? I don't have a printer. I said, dumbass, why don't you have a printer? I don't have a printer. I don't need a printer. I need an electric car. I need a artificial intelligence, and I don't need a printer because why would I ever use a printer except that he needs a printer, right? So it's kind of funny. So kind of a funny conversation, but Kyle says, one issue I found with reports is that Windows users cannot scale their pages. If you create a report on a Mac, you need to make sure you test it on Windows to make sure it behaves correctly. And so the issue with that, once again, is always test your output on multiple devices. So I've covered the toner, I covered the color issue. I think if it's just a one-off for you and yourself, but if you have an office where you're actually putting money into the printer, you're going to spend a lot of money keeping a color printer working, either working at all or loaded with toner and stuff. And I'm a guy who had one of the very first color laser printers. It was $8,000. So it was we put the money into it. I just got tired of writing checks for that stuff. So anyway, I'm sorry, Nick, but I want to cover this stuff.
Just what I want to add about this, you have 2 kinds of reporting, right? You have the reporting that you're going to print, and you have the reporting that you will never, ever, ever print. Like, for example, I'm receiving a PDF from my, when I receive PDF from my, home loan company, my mortgage company, I'm receiving a monthly report or annual report and stuff like that. They are 200 pages long. I will never ever print that, but I will read it on my screen. Okay, so you have reports like the one I was using as an example here. This will never get printed. It never get printed. Way too long, and there's no reason to print it. Yeah, those reports are exchanged by emails and stuff like that. So nowadays, 75% of reports are not printed. And that you have to keep in mind. And Scott, I know Scott there. So I build a report. I'm going to show that tomorrow or after tomorrow. I build a report for Scott, and I build a report in a way I knew they will never be printed. I mean, or very, very rarely. Okay, so you don't build a report the same way. When you have to print it, 100% sure you print it, or you are 90% sure you will never be printed, because you don't need to take care of the impediments of the printing if you never get it printed, right? So yeah. So it's a good conversation too, especially on the reporting.
Yeah, about the color, whether you're doing color or not, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I tend not to use color anyway, because or they need to be okay. You remember what I was saying about the colors? You have the expression and you have the function. When something is dangerous, yes, I want red. I want red. Oh, if something is great, is good. Something looks good to go. I want it green. But I don't want green, yellow, purple, and with flowers and and little unicorns. No, I don't want that on the report. Okay. You know why I'm saying that?
No, I understand. So Miss Sauce Colombo, he or she says, I'm assuming it's a Mrs. We also purposely don't get color at our office. We just keep one little color one in case we really need it, because otherwise
we could.
It's too expensive.
I will show you. Okay, I will show you. Okay, let's take my example here. They have inside the company, they have a color. They have this blue color in the company, right? That's the company color. Okay, so I keep the company color, and I have this very slight. So I have a title red, and then I have the labels blue, and this is dark gray. Okay, and you can see I can scroll. I'm still using the same pattern. Titles, labels, headers. Those are headers. Okay, big headers. Red, blue, and that's it. So I have two colors here. Okay, I have the gray of the text, but I have this as a label and this as a header. That's it. And this color, this blue, the same. Okay. So you have the header here. So what I want to show you here with the header is that you have two headers. Okay. So you have the header, what we call header. So that means what the header do? I'm putting myself in preview mode. Okay. Preview mode. This is what the header is doing. So I have one page, right? And for each page, the header is going. See this page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. So for each page, the header is going to be printed on each page. Okay, each page on top, I will have this black stuff. Okay, but FileMaker noticed something. They say, "Yeah, okay, I understand your concern," and they said, "Yeah, but this is too much. Maybe we can have a title header." Which you can see the title header is always on top of the header. So what the title header? The title header can be a small version of this. Could be something like this. Okay, so could be something like this. And see, you have done something like this, and you can reverse the color and put the color of the text like this. So, okay, instead of having this big header, right, we have a much smaller one. So here, how it happens. So you have the title header and the header. So let's put myself in the thing. So you have, sorry, I did a mistake here. I reversed both. Sorry, guys. So this one is a title header. I move this here, and this one here. Where's my text here? I put that white, gray. Okay, and this is my header. Okay, so sorry for the confusion. Okay, so I have a small version, right? I have a small version of the title here, right? And I have a large version of it. Okay, so what the difference? This is the difference. I have the large version of it, and then I have a small version on top of then I'm saving space, right? Large version on the first page only. That will be on the first page only. I have the large version, and the small one, so that the title header, and that I have the header. So the title header will be on the first page only, and this will follow. Okay, but as you notice, something here is missing the title of the columns here. So yes, I need to replicate this. I need to duplicate this and put that here, because this is going to show on the first page, and this one is going to show on the second page, right? So this is how it looks. See? So, and of course, you have the same for the footer. You can have, a big footer here, right? You can have a big footer here. Sorry, a small footer. Okay, I did the same mistake again. So you have, oops, browse it up. Okay, so you have the title footer here. Okay, so that will be the footer that will show up on the first page, and then you have the small footer that will show up on each page. Right? So this, for example, the footer, for example, is where you put the page number. For example, you say, okay, page number. Let me put that black. Put that black, and you put smaller. Okay. And you say, okay, page number, for example, and you put the page number, what's the name, symbol, right? So you have the page number symbol. So for each page now, you will have a number. And then you have the title footer here, where you have the footer, okay, whatever. Okay. So this big footer here will appear on the first page, and this one will appear on all the other pages. So let's show. So I have a big title, a big header, and a small footer, and a big header and a big footer, and then I have a small one of each. And this one, and this one I have page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, etc. Okay, so this is the difference between the title header and the title footer. You can see they have exactly the same behavior. One is placed on the bottom, and the other one is placed on top. Okay. So, question? No.
No, you're all good. Just keep going.
Okay. So now we explore pretty much a lot of parts of the layout, right? So we have the top navigation and the bottom navigation, and then we have the title header, the footer. Okay, we explored that. We know that what it is, and so now what I want to do, I want to explore the leading grand summary and the trailing grand summary. Pretty much they have the same behavior, but one is placed on before the body, and the other one is placed below the body, right? So we know the body is where you have the field, right? So when you place yourself in browse mode, you have this, right? But when you have, so you see the difference also between browse mode and preview mode. Browse mode, when you are in list view, pretty much you will never change this, and you will never see the title header neither. This here is only when you print. Okay, the title header and the title header and the title footer is only when you print. You will never see those parts when you're not printing. Demonstration, browsing, you don't see it. Printing, you see it, right? So when you're in preview mode, that means I'm printing, right? Preview mode is like printer or save as PDF. So browse mode, I cannot see the title header, and preview mode, I will see the title header or the title footer, right? So this is a big difference also. So, but in browse mode also, you can see that it doesn't move. That means you can scroll all the records like this up and down, right? And the footer will stay on the bottom and the header will stay on top. When you are printing, you are repeating the header and the footer on each page you're going to print. Okay? So it's a fundamental difference between the browse mode and the preview printing mode, right? So let's now try to explore what's the name? The training ground summary and the leading ground summary and the training ground summary. So here we have the leading ground summary, that on top, okay, that on top, and here we have what's the name? Here we have, sorry for that, the trading ground summary. So pretty much here is where you put totals and stuff like that, right? So here, I don't know if I have something I can use as a total, but I can use something in accounts, status, for example. Yeah, I can do something. I want the total, for example. Let's say I want what my status here. So what do I have as a status? Okay. So let me say status. Okay. So I want to build that in front of you because I want you to learn how it works. Okay. So what do I have? I have inactive and okay. Let's say I want to have. I want to know how many inactive I have. You know. Okay. So it's easy to do. You create a tag. Okay. To know how many inactive you have, you know. Okay, so you create a tag. It's a number. Okay, a tag is a number. What do you want to do? You want to know if status, okay, equal inactive. Okay, that's what you do. Well, that's what you need to know. I want to know, is status equal inactive? If that's the case, what's the name? The field here will return 1. If it's not the case, it will return 0. That's why we call it a tag. That means if it's inactive, you have 1. If it's not inactive, you have 0. And now I want to count. I want the total of inactive, for example. Okay, total of inactive. How many inactive I have? Okay. So it's a summary. So this is where it starts to be a little bit more complicated. If FileMaker has fields that we call that summaries. What those summaries are doing, they are compiling a set of records, and they are making operation out of this set of records. For example, here I want the total of inactive. I have a spelling here. I have the total of inactive. Okay, so I want this to return me how many records I have inactive. So I want the total of all the records I found where the tag is inactive. I want the total. But you can have multiple other things. I want an average. I want the count. I want the maximum, the minimum. I want this, this is for the, wasn't it accounting, but the fraction and the list of. So you have multiple operations, multiple operator that you can use to get result. Here, for example, what I want here, okay, I want the total of the tag inactive. I want to know how many records I have that is inactive. Okay, so I have a tag that tells me which fields, which record is inactive or not. So the field will return 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and this one will give me the totals of this. That means, let's say I have 10 records with I have 10 records where I have 1 here. It will say 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. The total of this, that will be 10 times 1, that will be 10. Okay. So let's explore how this works. Okay. So let's say now I want to I want to update this. I need to update this field here. I call the tag, right? Which one is inactive? Okay. So it's important you see that, because this is how you build a report. This is how you get result out of data, right? So it was part of the training to learn. So this is empty for now, because what I need to do, I need to replace this field by itself. So to make I need to trigger the auto entry calculation. So what I'm doing is, okay, I have an auto entry calculation that is based on this field, so on the status. So I replace status by itself. Pretty much, that's what I'm doing. This is the technique to do that. So doing this now is going to tell me which one is 0, which one is 1. So you can see it works. This one is inactive. Yes, it is inactive. Is that it's inactive? No, it is not. So now, what? I like the replace trick. Yeah, it's cool. You can add, yeah, it's a good trick. Now here, you can say, for example, also, you can tell because this is now, it's a Boolean kind of things, right? So you can see here you have a Boolean here. This is cool for the reporting. That's why I'm using the tag. Why am I using the tag 0, 1? Okay, because FileMaker now will tell me I can set up this. I can set up this field, the tag. Okay, and now I can tell the tag to show something else than just 1 and 0. I can say the tag to show yes and no. So that's why I'm using the tag. I'm using this technique of 1, 0. It's because now FileMaker here on the field formatting here, you have a Boolean 0, 1. Boolean means 0, 1. 0, no, 1, yes. Okay, but you can say whatever. See here, that's funny, because I say, okay, if it's yes, oh no, I want to say inactive. Okay, and I can say active. So I can play with this again. I can make myself comfortable with this, and I can say, okay, here, you know what? So you will say, Nick, what's the difference between doing this? Say, okay, inactive means, for example, if do not call, for example, or I said, okay, do not don't call, or I don't know, because we don't have don't call. Yeah, no call. Okay, call. Okay, so we can say that no calls, call. So I want to call only the one that I can is it's active, right? So it's kind of another trick here you can do. You can take something out of her fields. So you have a field telling you something, and then you can, in the reports, because you show only this is only showing. This is like the date is a formatting, right? And then you can put something else here. Instead of yes, no, you can say call, no call. You can say go, no go. Okay, yeah. For example, no go, and then here go. For example, okay. So you can do this, go, no go. Okay. So you can play with this. So now that I have this, right? So now I have this in my report. But I want to know which one I can, I want to know the amount of people I can go and the amount of people I don't, okay? So here I'm placing my field, my summary field, inside the leading current summary, for example. So here, I'm going to place the field here, right? So I want the total of inactive, okay? And I said, what's the name? No go, for example. This is my total. Okay. No go is 1622. Okay. So let me put something better here, because this is something else that you can do. This is a part also of the training. You have fields here, but on the reporting, most of the time you are not editing. That means you don't want to edit. Right. So instead of having something like this, which is kind of doesn't look good, it doesn't look very good. This, You don't want to edit those, okay, in the report. You want to print or you want or save as PDF. So what you want to do, you want to merge the fields, right? You want to merge field. You want to make the field a text and not a field anymore. So remember, I had a trick that I showed you many days ago, many times ago. I show you a trick how to transfer this field into a merge field. Okay, you double click on the field to edit, to specify the field, and then you click OK. That means you specify the field with itself. Okay, you open, double click, and you click OK. Now you delete this field, and now you go there, right, and you merge fields, and look what happened. Bam! He arrives directly to the field you just left. Okay, demonstration again. I want to transform the zip into a merge field in a snap. I double click and I validate with itself. Immediately after, right after, I merge the field and I land on zip immediately. Same demonstration, name. I double click on the field name, I specify the field by itself, and then I merge the field, immediately I get the name, right? So that's a good trick, because sometimes you need to get a merge field from a two-level relationship down, and so you need to go merge, and you need to go there and find the relation and stuff like that. Okay, this is great. It's a good trick. You double click, you edit, you click, and then you merge immediately. Up, you have the city. Bam, bam, sayonara. Is good. Okay, so I want the no-go. Okay, no-go, and I want this. I want a construction like this, and maybe I can make something like this. Make bigger, and I say okay, no-go, no-go. Okay, this is no-go. So no-go, I have 1622. Then no-go. Okay. So so you use this to count, but you see, it's the total here, the summary field, is based on on the font set, right? So that means it's the font set I have. If I look for San Jose, for example, I constrain this. I have much less records here. I have 572. Now I have 192 only, right? Because I changed if I change this to this, for example, match here, I have much less. I have one, okay? So you see, it's based on the font set, okay? The total here. So this is where the leading grand summary and all the leading trailing, they're the same. The training summary. The leading summary is on top, is on top of the body, and the training is on the bottom. That's why we call leading and training. Okay, that easy. They have both the same behavior. The leading and the training, they have both the same behavior. This is where you place those kind of fields. Okay. This is where you place this kind of information. You don't place. You can place. Yeah, because I saw that. Of course, you can place that in the header. Of course, you can place that in the header, right? You can place that in the header, right? But you can see it's not what we want to do, because we want something that is tied. It's tied to the data. This is off the data. Now this would, like, if I do this, if I do this, it makes more sense. It makes more sense to have something like this. Okay, let's remove this for now, and I put let's say I have something like this. Okay, makes more sense to have something like this. Go, no go. I have, okay, because you have the data with the title, the counter, the total with the data, right? So it makes more sense to have this. You know what I mean? You have a visual kind of connection here, right? So this is the first level, of report. I hope it was good, because it's 2:03. Do we have any questions?
Yep. No, we're about done for today. Good installment.
Okay,
yeah. Good
it's
first day.
slow, but it will get juicer tomorrow and Wednesday. Okay, so but I needed to come slowly because I need to establish those bases, because tomorrow we are going to learn much more complicated things, right? So,
Awesome.
Okay.
It is awesome. So everyone, that's it for today. And Nick, you got flipped your camera there. So yeah. And so tomorrow we're going to pick up the conversation, I suppose. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
So tomorrow we are going to explore the. So we have leading and training. We are going to explore that more, and we are going to use them. And we are going to use also the summary, the summary by sort by. Okay.
Cool.
Summary sort by, and so that will be more interesting to learn. And Wednesday we are going to put that all together and have kind of a more complex layout, right?
Yep. Yeah, and this will go on. Someone was asking, like, well, how did you create that amazing PDF at the beginning? Well, we're not going to even get to that this week. I mean, building the PDF with multiple pages and all that. That's
the PDF here. This is a super duper advanced course.
We're going to get there, but it'll
be. We're going to get it. Yeah, we're going to get it. We're going to have this dynamic cover content. That means, depending on how, if this field is 2-page long.
Well, we can't see your screen, but that's fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we will learn. We will learn. We learn the big one. Okay. But to go to the big one, we need to learn the small.
Okay. Great. All right. That's it for now. I appreciate everyone who catch you tomorrow. Thanks.
Bye.
Guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected. The quarterback, great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Slightly behind him, but then he makes the grab.